All right, finishing touch. What this is all about removing unwanted hair and doing it so simply and doing it so easily and doing it so effectively. And we have two choices. Just real quickly, you're gonna choose either the finishing touch for your face, right? Which I can see Kathy's using right this very second. So needless to say, it's not gonna hurt, or my friend would not be doing this on live television right now. So that can be your fine hair, that can be the little whiskers. I always talk about that. Okay, so on the top here, we have this in the blush. We have this in the white. We have coral. I love that coral. This is Parisian blue. And then lavender. Okay, now on the bottom is the other option. This is gonna be hair removal for the brow. So most people at this price, Kathy at $19.95, they get one of each. It's a smart thing to do. And then of course we have the flex pay offer. It's under $7 for you to get this at home. I just told Kathy, we've been friends, or many of you know, for over 30 years. And I just ordered this. I live by this for two of our other very dear friends. Yes. I got both of them. So no, not feeling anything.
No, no pain, no redness. Obviously I wouldn't do this on national television if I had any kind of redness. You can use this over and over. You're just gonna use it in that little circular motion. So maybe you just start to get a little bit of those whiskers up and around. You know, it kind of starts off as that little peach fuzz. Well, when peach fuzz becomes hair, it's something that we don't want. Underneath, those little hairs, those little chin hairs that now start to get a little bit coarse. This is gonna remove those coarse hairs. So we were just talking about brows though. That's the one area you always wanna make sure that gets nice and neat and nice and tidy. And right here in between, since I don't have a mirror, I'm not gonna go right up into my arch line, but you can remove all of those unwanted hairs. This has that pinpoint detail, German engineered steel that's on here, and then the floating head that allows you to get into each and every single one of those little contours that you have up and in there. So to be able to create that brow, because I don't have an arch, I will tell you, I have the straightest eyebrows.
You would never know.
This actually, well, I can do this while it's off. I can actually get in and create that arch. So this is gonna help you to create that arch, get it into there, and really give you something that's absolutely beautiful. It also happens to be trimmed in 18 karat gold, so you have the finest gold that's gonna be right on there. But here you can kind of see the animation. What it has is it actually has this floating head, and the floating head is going to allow it to go all the way through and around with those contours. 18 karat gold finish off on the end of that, so you're actually putting something right on top that's gonna feel good. There's that floating head, and as it comes on in, you'll notice that there's a light, so you're gonna be able to see it. It's gonna pinpoint right into the direction where you need it, so you're never going to miss that unwanted hair. And my very dear girlfriend is a makeup artist, and she said, she goes, you always wanna do that in natural light. What this does is it kind of creates that natural light for you, and then that natural light is gonna get right on into that area, and you're gonna be able to see those little hairs. That's why you can always see, like when you're in the car and you look in the rearview mirror, you're like, so where did those come from? And all on here. But making that cheek nice and smooth. A couple of other areas that I use it, on my knee. So if you're kind of sitting in the car and you cross your legs and you kind of look down and you're like, oh gosh, I missed that. Down and around the ankle, have you ever tried to shave with a razor around the ankle?
Yeah.
How about the toes? Those little hairs.
Even on the fingers.
On the toes, the fingers.
Yeah.
Especially if you have darker hair, and as we get older, we all have darker hair.
Yep.
I was a natural blonde until I was about 3, I think. And then
Me too. You know what's nice too? Even batteries are included.
Yes.
So I mean, once you get this home, you're ready to go. And think about some of the other options you're doing. I mean, maybe it's waxing, whether it's tweezing, whatever it may be.
Plucking, threading.
Right, the safest, easiest way with not having any owies whatsoever. And then even you were talking about a makeup artist, when you have that peach fuzz, right, and you don't really realize it until you actually remove it, what a difference it makes when you put your foundation on, how much smoother your foundation, your makeup goes on. So it's also great for that. And I believe it started with the brows. I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands we have sold of finishing touch, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've heard people actually talking about this too. I mean, some of the biggest celebrities in the world that have actually talked about this. And you can see Andrea's over there and she's removing just those little fine hairs. So those fine hairs that you have. Here's the other thing. You don't need any soap. You don't need any water. You don't need any lotion. You don't need any cream. It's very easy to clean. We even give you the brush to go ahead and clean that out also. There's no downtime. There's absolutely no redness. But the Flawless Face is actually the #1 remover for the face for women. So out there, it is time and again, it's the one that everybody talks about. They make these innovative product solutions to everyday problems by making products that truly do provide that finishing touch that we need to have that flawless looking skin. And this does give you that flawless look, and we don't notice it. I swear that's why our eyes go at this age. We don't want to see everything that's happening. We have enough that we have to combat and work with, and if you're putting a powder on your face, if that powder's just sitting right on top of those hairs, or if that lotion is sitting right on top of the hairs, it's not doing you any good. This is gonna actually help the products that you're using and you're spending good money on to actually work better. And then those brows, come on, we were just talking with Benefit, and they are that brow authority.
They
to be able to
face.
get in there and to just do that little detail that you have to remove those tiny, tiny, tiny little hairs. And we can barely even see them, but then the light that's gonna be on here, there's a little, it's almost like its own little ring light up on the top. That's gonna allow you to get right on in and find those little pinpoint hairs and get right in between. There, you can hear it. See, there's even a couple that I've missed.
Yep, I can
right
hear
in
it
between.
catching it.
You can hear it starting to catch it. So it's gonna remove all those little unwanted hairs, but cleaning up and neatening up right underneath that brow bone. That's what's gonna make your powders. Also, you know, your eyeshadow that you put on, especially if you put a lighter one on, you don't want it just kind of flaking off.
Yeah.
You want it to really set. And if you do this, you're gonna make such a difference in your eyebrows.
If you're just tuning in, they're $19.95.
Yes.
Batteries are included. Definitely much more affordable than going and getting, you know, something done, whether it be waxing or what you were saying earlier, threading.
Epilators.
Oh, ooh, yeah, and the smellies and all of that, yuckies. And we do, whether it's just, you know, again, the fine little, you know, dark hairs you may get above the lips, right? And you want, a lot of times you don't want to have to constantly have it go and get it treated. It was hysterical. I had this, I love this product so much. It's so simple for under $20. Almost sounds too good to be true. Too good to be true. I had it on my 30th anniversary show. And I was sitting there, I was like hilarious. And all these years, I said, I'm sitting here, the thing I love it most for is the peach fuzz. So a lot of the peach fuzz, and even though it's fair or it's light. But again, it's the same thing. My makeup goes on so much better if you have deeper color or even like sideburns. It's great for that. But for the whiskers, and I'm like, here I am on national television, Kat, talking about, okay. It
30 years ago, we weren't talking about
I wasn't talking about whiskers.
Were we?
Listen, 20 years ago,
We were talking about reading glasses. We weren't talking about whiskers. We weren't talking about any of that. Yes. Things to make our wrinkles look less.
Yes, but anyway, it's the reality, right? But it's those wonderful things, like you said, it's why it's been the leader. It's been the choice. There is no way my friend would be sitting here right now on television doing what she was doing if she was feeling anything. And that's the great thing. And you will even hear it kind of catch when it hits that whisker, or when it, you know, it's getting in between those very fine hairs. But just that one, even in between touch-ups, right? Where you do have the dark hair and it's something you do have to get done professionally. In between those times, this is gonna be your lifesaver. But then of course the brows, going back to what Kathy said, this is where it all started. It's absolutely beloved. You can create that natural brow and do it not being intimidated, you know? That's the other nice thing about it. And that's what we're loving about today. It's our beauty products that we love so much to make life a little bit easier for you. And we were just talking between the today's special, the eyes, the framing of the eyes with the brows. I said it's the most important, you know, that whole area in the eye is the most important. Are you showing what's coming out?
Yeah, I wish I had, oh, here's the little brush. Is it glued down?
Wow, girlfriend.
It is.
I love you.
I'm sorry I just unglued that. I will stick it back. But I want you to be able to see, okay, this is what I just removed from my face.
Right? I've never,
see that?
Yeah.
So, what was peach fuzz? That's a little more than peach fuzz.
Yeah.
That's starting to be hair.
Yes. Well, no,
Put that right on it. It's a little soul patch for me.
So in terms of, you just choose your color. We have this, we have the two colors. Actually, the blush is available in both, for the brow and for the face. That Parisian blue is available both. And then this beautiful purple color is also, we're calling it lavender, is available in both. The other face, you also have the coral, or you have the white. But honestly, it's just simple. It's just it has a little cap on it. You saw Kathy just clean it,
Yeah.
right? You take off the cap, push the little button. That light makes all the big difference. Ooh,
Yeah.
I can see even the fine areas.
I was going to say, yes.
Nose hairs.
So I was going to say, did you
Nose
notice
hairs.
now in that light, when you said that light, so this is the brow one, so this is going to be more for the pinpoint, but maybe there is something, maybe you just have that one little one that you want to get on in there, you can actually get into those. And then look at this, when you put it away, it looks like it's a beautiful mascara or a lipstick. So one of the two of those. That's what it looks like inside your bag. This is something that's completely discreet, but it is also completely pain-free. We can't talk about something being pain-free unless it is truly pain-free. It's gonna fit inside even the smallest little bag that you have. And these are perfect because maybe now you do notice that hair, you're driving in someplace, keep it in your bag, keep it in your car in the center console. You know what, when you pull up to the place in your destination, right before you want to finish this off, also, back of the neck. So my father actually used this. My dad used this. We were sitting in the hospital with my mom, and my mom was going through some treatments, and he pulls this out, and he goes, let me see if that really works. And I hand it over to my dad. My dad's like this, and I can hear it go, I'm like, holy smokes. And it made my dad's face so smooth, I was shocked. So it's not meant for an all-over face shaving. I'm not saying that's what it is, but he had used a traditional razor. His face was all red and everything. So there was just all these things that a lot of areas he missed. He obviously was using an old razor, but it's great for the back and the nape of the neck. So for the guys out there, when you need to neaten that up, or ladies, if you